Sanae Takaichi has been elected as Japan's first ever female prime minister, a landmark moment for the country that ranks 118th out of 148 nations on the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap Report. That's the lowest among G7 countries. An admirer of Britain's Margaret Thatcher, Takaichi received 237 votes in the lower house election to choose the next leader, topping the majority of the 465-seat chamber. Her victory marks a pivotal moment for a country where men still hold overwhelming sway, but it is also likely to usher in a sharper move to the right on things like immigration and social issues. Takaichi is well known for her nationalistic views and her strong support for former Premier Shinzo Abe's Abenomics, economic stimulus policy. However, throughout her career, she has consistently maintained socially conservative positions. Critics cite her opposition to same-sex marriage and legal changes such as allowing married couples to have separate surnames, policies often seen as indicators of progress on gender equality in Japan. Opinion polls showed that Takaichi's stance on these issues make her more popular among men than women. Momoko Nojo is a gender equality campaigner and founder of No Youth No Japan, a non-profit that aims to boost young people's participation in politics. She questions Takaichi's commitment to changing Japan's gender status quo, expressing concerns about possible setbacks in gender equality policies.
When it comes to fundamentally changing the current reality, where many women must shoulder the burden of care while managing their lives, I think that will be difficult. I also question whether her ideology allows for it. I find it very limited, and I'm concerned that in terms of gender equality policy, there could be some steps backward.
Takaichi now joins Tokyo Governor Yuriko Koike as one of Japan's most prominent female leaders. However, women still hold just 18% of management positions in the capital city's government, underscoring the persistent gender gap in leadership roles. Despite the historic nature of Takaichi's election, gender equality was not a major issue in her campaign, which focused on inflation and law-breaking foreigners. Still, Takaichi has promised to include more women in her cabinet, similar to Nordic countries, where female ministers range from 36% in Denmark to 61% in Finland. Currently, only 10% of outgoing Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba's cabinet are women. Nojo remains skeptical that Takaichi's leadership will bring immediate change.
In a society where people who find the status quo most comfortable hold power, change happens slowly. That's why I believe we actually need approaches like quota systems and administrative measures to influence decision-making. When it comes to whether Takaichi is considering such things, she is absolutely not. That's why we can't expect much, even if we get a female prime minister.
In the historic city of Nara, temples dot the skyline, and sacred deer roam parks. This is the hometown of Sanae Takaichi, dubbed Japan's Iron Lady, who was elected as the country's first female prime minister on Tuesday. Motoko Shimada, Takaichi's childhood friend and primary school classmate, believes this environment built a foundation for Takaichi's own conservative values and nationalist pride.
Nara is the place where sites connected to the composition of classical Japanese poetry are really everywhere. So I've always felt this kind of old-fashioned, traditional beauty of Japan all around me. I think I'm like Takaichi too, growing up with that kind of sentiment and feeling proud of it. I believe that's really the foundation of who she is.
In Takaichi's constituency office, a massive mound of congratulatory flowers partially blocked the entrance. It built up after she was elected as the first woman president of the country's ruling Liberal Democratic Party earlier this month. But for Shimada, the Iron Lady has a soft side.
We went to take the exam together that time. When I mentioned that I had forgotten my lunch, Sanae Takaichi said, "Let's share mine," and opened up her lunchbox and offered it to me. Because she said that, another girl also suggested we share hers as well. So at that moment, Takaichi really showed leadership. The three of us ended up sharing 2 lunches, and thanks to that, I passed the high school entrance exam. I am truly grateful for that.
ありがたく思ってます。
This salon has a haircut named after the new leader. Yukitoshi Arai, Takaichi's former hairdresser, dubbed it the Sanae cut and says it's a hairstyle that shows she's paying attention to people.
This hairstyle is the base cut for Miss Takaichi. Technically, it's called a graduated bob. It has a sleek, sharp, and stylish look. The sides are long, but she deliberately tucks them behind her ears as a way of showing that she listens carefully to other people. And this style, where it's meant to be seen and noticed, that's what we call the Sanae cut.
Arai said Takaichi's last appointment was 4 years ago, but he hopes that his star client will soon return. He also expressed hope that Takaichi would fix Japan's economy when she steps into the position of Prime Minister.
For Japanese people, our underlying problem is really the economy. There's a strong desire for solid economic policies that make daily life more affordable and comfortable because everything is so expensive now. So we'd like to see policies that can ease that burden, and the same goes for taxes. Then there's the global sense of fear, security concerns really. I think that's Ms. Takaichi's areas of expertise. But from that perspective too, I hope Japan can be made into a safe, secure, and livable country.
いうふうに思います。
女性初の総理大臣ということで注目も集まっているのもありますし、その女性だからっていうことだけじゃなくて、ちゃんと政策面だとか考えも評価されて選ばれた高市総理だと思うので、いい方向に変わっていくんじゃないかなと思っています。
したので、それで防衛面だったり金利との関係でそれこそ本当に今まで男性総理しかいなかったので、そういう点で新しい風を吹かせられるのではないかなというのと、高市さん自体個人的には結構思い切った発言をする方だなというふうに思っているので、良くも悪くも日本が大きく変わるのではないかというふうに期待ながらも、ちょっとどうなるのか心配なところも持ってはいます。
できる人が女性でも男性でもできる人がねやれることを適材適所でやっていけばいいかなっていう感じで、特にジェンダー平等とかそんなの意識せずに、やってほしいなって思います。はい。
今まで男性が総理大臣を務めて首相を務めていて、で今女性になった、ちょっと新しい風といいますか、今までとは違う何か日本にとっていい兆しになってくれるんじゃないかなっていう期待を持ってはいます。
Been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.